I suppose a lot of teenage girls feel invisible sometimes. Like, they just disappear. Well, that's me, Isabel Blackwood. But you can just call me Izzy. But I suppose I'm luckier than most, because the school that I go to isn't just for everyone. It's for spies. Of course, technically, the Stryker Academy for Exceptional Young Women is actually a school for geniuses, and we're free to pursue any career that befits our exceptional educations. Even my mom doesn't correct me when I call it spy school, and she's the head mistress. Of course, she's also a retired CIA operative, and it was her idea for me to write this, my first covert operations report. Summarize what happened last semester. She's always telling us that the worst part of spy life isn't the danger, it's the paperwork. After all, when you're on a plane home from Istanbul with a nuclear war hanging over your head, the last thing you want to do is write a report about it. So that's why I'm writing this, for the practice. If you've got a level 4 clearance or higher, you probably know all about us Stryker girls. Since we've been around for more than 100 years. The school, I mean, not me. I'll turn 16 next month. But if you don't have that kind of clearance, then you probably think that we're just another urban myth. Like jetpacks and invisibility suits, and you drive past our ivy-covered walls, look at our gorgeous mansion and manicured lawns, and assume, like everyone else, that the Stryker Academy for Exceptional Young Women is just another snooty boarding school for bored heiresses with no place else to go. Well, to tell you the truth, we're totally fine with that. It's one of the reasons that no one in the town of Jackson, Indiana, thought twice about the long line of limousines that brought my classmates back to campus last semester. I was enveloped by an odd sense of peace, knowing that in 20 minutes, the halls were going to be crowded, music was going to be blaring, and I was going to go from being an only child to one of 100 sisters. So I knew to savor the silence while it lasted.
Haley, what did you do over the break?
My family and I went to Egypt this summer.
What? No fair! I spent my summer with my dad's parents on their ranch in Nebraska. An experience I'm fairly sure will never help me break out of an enemy interrogation.
Hey, where's Izzy?
There's no way I'm going out there until I can come up with a story to match the international exploits of my classmates. I guess I could tell them about the time that I was experimenting to see if household items could be used as weapons and accidentally decapitated a scarecrow with my grandma's knitting needles. Who knew knitting needles could be so dangerous?
Oh, Izzy! Come out, wherever you are!
What happened to you?
Oh, silly old me. I fell asleep by a pool in Alabama and got baked.
You should have known better. I mean, we're all technically geniuses and everything. But at age 9, Em had the highest score on the 6th grade achievement test ever. The government keeps track of those kinds of things. So, the summer before 7th grade, her parents got a visit from some big guys in black suits, and 3 months later, Em was a Stryker girl. Just not a kill a man with her bare hands type. If I'm ever on a mission, I want Lexi beside me, and Em far away from the danger. With about a dozen computers and a headset, I missed you.
Ouch! Watch it on the sunburn!
Sorry. At 6:30, we were in uniform on our way to the welcome back dinner. Everyone was laughing. Turns out my knitting needle story was a big hit. Where's Lexi?
Maybe there was trouble on the plane.
I'm sure she's just late.
Oh my gosh! What if she dropped out? Was she expelled?
Why would you think that? Leave it to Em to jump to the worst possible conclusion.
Well, Lexi always has been kind of rules optional, and why else would she be late? Stryker girls are never late. Izzy, you know something, don't you? You've got to know something.
It's times like this that it's no fun being the headmistress's daughter. Because A, it's totally annoying when people think that I'm in a loop I'm not in. And B, people always assume that I'm in partnership with the staff. Which, really? I'm not. Sure, I have private dinners with my mom on Sunday nights. And sometimes she leaves me alone in her office for like 5 seconds. But that's it. Whenever school's in session, I'm just another Stryker girl.
Have you seen our schedules? We have covert operations.
Don't worry, Melody. We'll be fine. All Galloway ever does is tell horror stories about all the stuff she saw in World War II and sideshows, remember? Ever since she broke her hip, she's...
But Galloway's not teaching anymore.
No way! I just saw Professor Galloway this morning. That's probably just a rumor.
No, you don't understand. Galloway's doing some sort of semi-retirement thing. She's going to do orientation for the newbies, but that's it. She's not teaching Cove Ops anymore.
Then who is? One face was new, but we were expecting that. Because Professor Donovan always returns from summer vacation with a whole new look. His nose was larger, his ears more prominent, and a small mole had been added to his left temple, disguising what he claims to be the most wanted face on 3 continents. Rumor has it that he's wanted by gun smugglers in the Middle East, ex-KGB hitmen in Eastern Europe, and a very upset ex-wife somewhere in Brazil. The best thing that Donovan brings to the Stryker Academy is the annual anticipation of guessing what face he'll assume in order to enjoy his summer break. He hasn't come back as a woman yet, but it's probably just a matter of time.
Welcome back, students. This is going to be a wonderful year at Stryker Academy. For our newest members, welcome. You're about to begin the most challenging year of your young lives. Rest assured that you would not be given this challenge if you were not up to it. To our returning students, this year will mark many changes. We have come to a time when...
The doors flew open, and not even 3 years of training at a spy school could have prepared me for what I saw. Before I say any more, I should probably remind you that I go to a girls' school. That's all girls, all the time, with a few plastic surgery getting male faculty members thrown in for good measure. But when we turned around, we saw a man walking in our midst that would have made James Bond feel insecure. Indiana Jones would have looked like a mama's boy compared to him.
Sorry I'm late.
Evening, girls.
Where have you been?
Forget that. Who's he?
You'll see.
Did you have a good holiday?
Lexi, if you know something about him, you've got to tell us.
New teacher. We gave him a ride from London this morning. He's no pal of my father's.
And his name?
Ryder. Alex Ryder.
Even though the Stryker Academy is a school for girl geniuses, sometimes I think the emphasis should be left on the girl. The next morning was torture. When Em woke us up at 7, we had a choice. We could either print for an hour and skip breakfast, or we could throw on our uniforms and eat like queens. But today at Cobops, Professor Ryder would have a lot of eye-lined and lip gloss girls with growling stomachs. My first ever Cobops class, and I, Isabel Blackwood, was about to learn more of Stryker Academy's well-guarded secrets.
Izzy, Em, we're in.
Wow.
Where's Ryder?
Izzy, what do you know about him?
Where's he from?
Does he have a girlfriend?
Is it true that he killed a Turkish ambassador with just a paperclip?
I'm not even sure whether or not that's possible, but in any case, I didn't have the answer.
Come on. I heard Professor Donovan tell Chef Louis that your mom was working on him all summer to get him to take the job. You had to hear something.
I now understood the hushed phone calls and locked doors that had kept my mother distracted for weeks.
What is the capital of Uruguay?
Montevideo!
A Dominican dictator was assassinated in 1961. What was his name?
Raphael!
Close your eyes. What color are my shoes? Am I right-handed or left-handed? Since I have walked in this room, I have left fingerprints in 5 different places. Name them. Open your eyes. Yeah, you girls are pretty smart. But you're also pretty stupid. Welcome to Covert Operations. I'm Alex Ryder. I've never taught before, but I've been doing this stuff for 18 years and I'm still breathing, so that means I know what I'm talking about. This is not going to be like your other classes. Ladies, I'm going to get you ready for what goes on out there. It's It's not for everyone, and that's why I'm gonna make this hard on you. Impress me, and next year, those elevators might take you one floor lower. But if I have even the slightest suspicion that you are not supremely gifted in this area of field work, then I'm going to save your life right now and put you on the operations and research track where you belong. Everyone starts in this business looking for adventure, danger, but I don't care what your fantasies look like. If you can't get out from behind those desks and show me something other than book smarts, then none of you will ever see sub-level 2.
Does that mean you'll be teaching us firearms, sir?
In this business, if you need a gun, then it's probably too late for one to do you any good. But on the bright side, maybe they'll bury you with it. That's assuming you even get buried.
Before I even knew what was happening, my throat was so tight that I could barely breathe.
The lucky ones come home, even if it is in a box.
Although he hadn't mentioned me by name, I felt my classmates watching me. They all know what happened to my dad, that he went on a mission and that he didn't come home. And that I'll probably never know any more than those 2 simple facts. But those 2 facts are all that matter.
Get good, ladies, or get dead.
A part of me wanted to run straight to my mother's office and to tell her what he said, that he was talking about Dad, implying that it had been his fault, that he wasn't good enough. However, I stayed put, possibly out of paralyzing anger, but more probably because I feared, somewhere inside of me, that he was right, and I didn't want my mother to say so.
I'm sorry. The stupid scanners didn't recognize me, so the elevator locked me in and I had to listen to a 5-minute pre-recorded lecture about trying to sneak out of bounds. And...
Don't bother taking your seat. Your classmates were just leaving.
Is there any homework?
Yes, notice things.
Izzy, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I lied because that's what spies do. What's going on?
Isabel Blackwood, your mother needs you now. Girls, composure.
I thought we were supposed to be downstairs helping the other sophomores check the main level.
Girls, hurry.
Lex, I need you to do a tour.
But we're sophomores.
The juniors are beginning their semester with interrogation tactics, so they're all under the influence of sodium pentothal at the moment, and the seniors are being fitted with their night vision contacts, and they won't undilate for at least 2 hours. This is most unfortunate timing, but code reds are such for a reason. We don't know when they'll happen, and, well, one is happening now.
What do you say? Can you help us out?
There are 3 things that a person has to be before they show up uninvited at the doorsteps of the Stryker Academy for Exceptional Young Women. Persistent, powerful, and completely out of other options. After all, most potential students never make it past the "we are not accepting applications at this time" speech that they get whenever they call or write. You would have to be turned down by every prep school in the country before you drive all the way down to Jackson, Indiana, hoping that an in-person interview will change our minds. But no amount of persistence or desperation will get you through the front gates. No, for that it takes real power. The McCartneys aren't the kind of people who are easily turned away. So Lexi and I were there to welcome them to the Stryker Academy for Exceptional Young Women. Our mission? To make sure that they never know just how exceptional we really are.
Senator, welcome to the Stryker Academy. It's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
I'm Alexis, and this is Isabel. We're happy to show you and...
Maddie, look what a beautiful view they have.
Who needs a view when you've got Google Images?
We're really happy to have you here!
Then why did you keep us sitting out here for over an hour?
I'm afraid that's standard protocol for people who come without appointments. Security is a top concern here at Stryker Academy. If your daughter were to go here, you could expect that same level of protection.
We were on our way back to DC and we just couldn't resist bringing Maddie by for a visit. Oh, and I must agree the security is most impressive.
Lexi and I got to sit in Mom's office as she went through her standard speech about the school's history. Really, it's not that much different from the truth. It's just abridged. A lot.
We have graduates working all over the world.
Yeah, as spies.
We focus on languages, math, science, and culture. Those are the things our graduates tell us they needed most in their lives.
As spies.
By admitting only young women, our students develop a sense of empowerment, which enables them to be highly successful.
Yeah, as spies. I was just starting to enjoy my little game when...
Lexi, why don't you and Izzy show Maddie around?
It was an honor meeting you, sir. Come on, Maddie.
It's nearly lunchtime. We can go eat if you want.
Ew, I don't think so.
Really, the food here's great.
I eat 800 calories a day. Food is so yesterday.
Unfortunately, that was the last time I'd had some. This is the Grand Hall.
Ugh, no service.
Yeah, cell phones don't work here.
We're too far from the tower, but we don't mind. We have to focus on our studies.
No cell phones? That's it. I'm so out of here.
Hello, welcome to the Striker Academy. I hope you're considering joining us. Are you enjoying the tour?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'd better get back to work. You girls have a nice day.
Who was that?
He is the new teacher.
Let me guess. All the girls go gaga for him and lose focus, which I'm sure is very important at the Striker Academy. It figures when you've got a headmistress who looks like that. It's easy to see why Mr. Eye Candy was hired for.
What do you mean?
You're the Striker girl. If you can't figure that out, then who am I to tell you?
Where do you guys want this extra bed?
What?
Oh no, Maddie!
I can't believe it. I thought you guys said she wasn't interested.
Well, I guess over there's fine.
Oh.
Let's go. Maybe my mom made a mistake.
Come in, girls. I've been expecting you.
Excuse me, Mom, but do you know why the maintenance department has delivered an extra bed to our room?
Why, yes, Alexis, I do know.
Is that information you can share with us, Mom?
What? Is it blackmail? Does the senator have something on us?
Isabel!
She won't last. We can still get rid of her.
Girls, that's enough. Those are your new roommate's test scores.
So she tests well.
I don't need to run discussions past you. Emily, do you think we should only admit girls who come from spy families?
No, I guess not.
Maddie will bring a much-needed level of diversity to Striker Academy. She has family connections that will allow entry into some very close societies. So if Maddie McHenry wants to come here, we'll find a place for her.
But ma'am, how is she gonna, catch up?
I admit that, academically, Mrs. McCartney will be behind the rest of the sophomore class. So for that reason, she will be taking many of her classes with the 7th graders. So girls, are you willing to make room for Maddie?
Yes, ma'am.
When does she start?
Monday. So, how's school?
Fine.
How's Covops?
He knows about Dad.
There are people in this world people like Mr. Ryder, who are going to know what happened to him. It's their job to know what happened to him. I hope someday you'll get used to the look in people's eyes as they try to put 2 and 2 together and try to decide whether or not to mention it. Am I right to assume he mentioned it?
Kinda.
And how did you handle it?
Okay, I guess.
Good. I'm proud of you, kiddo. It'll get easier.
It's Monday.
Girls, I need you all in Blackwood's office in 5 minutes. Your new roommate has arrived.
As I was saying, Maddie, I hope you'll be happy here at Striker Academy.
Whatever.
I see you spent a semester at Trihead Academy.
Yeah.
And a full year at Wellington House, 2 months at Ingalls, and just a week at Wilder Institute.
Do you have a point?
You've seen a lot of different schools, Maddie.
I wouldn't say there was anything different about them.
I think you'll find there are some things we teach that your other schools haven't offered.
What?
That's when my mom went through the school's history again, the unabridged version. Hitting highlights like how it was striker girls giving each other manicures who first figured out the no two fingerprints alike thing. And a few of our more profitable creations. Duct tape didn't invent itself, you know.
Welcome to spy school.
You people are psycho. Get out of my way.
Sorry, I don't believe the headmistress is quite finished yet.
Maddie, I know this must have come as quite a shock to you, but we're really just a school for exceptional young women. Our classes are hard. Our curriculum is unique. However, you may use what you learn here anywhere in the world, in any way you see fit. That is, if you stay. If you want to leave, we can make you forget this ever happened. When you wake up tomorrow, this will be a dream you don't remember, and you'll have one more dismal school experience on your record. No matter your decision, there's only one thing you have to understand.
What?
Here, you'll have complete confidentiality. Nobody will ever see or hear what you do here. Not even your parents.
Oh well, in that case, I'm in.
It was the third week of school. I had a mountain of homework. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, it was almost a full-time job keeping the rumors straight that were flying around about Maddie.
Izzy, you don't even have to steal the file. Just take a little...
Haley, I'm not going to steal Maddie's permanent record just to see if she really set the gym on fire at her last school.
Not steal, borrow. Just one peek?
No!
Izzy?
What's wrong with... What? Is it out of order? Or... Oh...
Sophomore co-ops class canceled. Meet outside tonight, 7 o'clock. Don't wear your uniforms.
I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh, a moonlit stroll with Mr. Ryder? Could this day get any better?
Does this count as a date?
I don't know, but I guess we're gonna find out.
What do you think Ryder has planned for tonight?
I bet we're gonna bust up a drug cartel that's been operating out of a nightclub.
You really think so?
It won't be anything like that, Em.
Why? What do you know? Did your mom tell you something?
No, I don't know anything.
So, Ryder didn't ask your mum for 2 helicopters, 3 stun guns, and a dozen Brazilian passports?
No, I wish.
Tell me, Em, how can someone who's supposed to be so smart sound so stupid?
Maddie, I know you're a bit slow, but let me give you an important lesson. You don't mess with my friends.
And who's gonna stop me?
Ugh.
Alexis, are you making threats to our new student?
No, sir.
If you need to blow off some steam, save it for tonight.
We'd soon be venturing out from behind these comfortable walls and be operating on our own for the first time in our super spy lives. 4 years of training had all come down to this, and I, for one, didn't have a thing to wear!
Have you seen my black boots?
Can you run in those?
Does anyone have any hairspray? Do these go? I don't know if these go.
Girls, you do know that hiding in plain sight requires looking plain. I've been preparing for this night my entire life. Asking my mom to tell me stories, doing drills with my dad, becoming the girl no one sees. Hey, it's time!
Get in! Operatives in deep cover will be given false histories. These histories, including names, dates of birth, and favorite kindergarten teachers, are called...
Legends!
Right. For this mission, ladies, you'll be posing as normal teenage girls. Think you can handle that?
I'm not sure, but I think that might have been Ryder's idea of a joke. But it was so not funny, because if there's one thing we're not, it's normal.
When conducting manual surveillance on a subject in a 3-man rotation, the person with visual contact is the...
Eyeball!
Correct. And the person within the sight of the eyeball is the...
Backup!
And the final person?
The reserve.
Very good. Now remember, rotate frequently, but not too frequently. Vary your pace and spacing. Basic comms units. Don't be afraid to use them. There are cameras contained within each of these 3 items, which will allow us to follow and critique your progress. These are for our benefit tonight, not yours. This is just a teaching exercise, ladies, but don't expect us to come to your rescue. There are 3 types of subjects who will always be the most difficult to surveil. People who are trained, people who suspect they may be followed, and people you know. Ladies, this is your lucky night.
Donovan? I couldn't believe it! Not only was it our first mission ever, but he honestly expected us to tell a man who had 30 years of experience, who had seen us every day of school since 7th grade, and who, worst of all, was the single most paranoid human being on the planet. Seriously, I mean, he's got the plastic surgery bills to prove it.
But he never leaves the grounds. He would never enter an unsecured area on a whim. This goes against the subject's pattern of behavior.
Trust me, ladies, tonight is the Griffithtown Carnival, and Mr. Donovan is a man who loves his funnel cakes. Your mission is to find out what he drinks with those funnel cakes.
I've been waiting my whole life for my first mission, and it all comes down to what? Carbonated beverages?
Subject's at the Ferris wheel. He's all yours.
So, Em, Lexi, Izzy, are you in?
Totally. I'll have a hot dog with mustard, please. I know what you're thinking. Hey, who is she to eat during a mission? Or isn't it careless to stand there and eat a deep-fried weenie when there are operatives to tail? But that's the thing about being a pavement artist. You can't be ducking behind dumpsters and dodging through doorways all the time. Seriously, how covert is that? Real pavement artists don't hide. They blend. So, when you start to have a craving for a corn dog because every 3rd person you see is eating one, then bring on the mustard.
Is, where are you? I lost you again.
I'm over by the hot dog stand, Em.
Can you wave your arms or something?
That kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
But how am I supposed to follow you following Donovan if I can't... Oh, never mind. I see you.
I was sitting on a bench in plain sight. Seriously, I couldn't have been more out in the open if I had a big neon sign over my head. But that's the thing most people don't get about surveillance. No one, not even one of my best friends, was gonna look twice at an ordinary girl wearing last year's clothes sitting on a park bench eating a corn dog. If you can be still enough and common enough, then it's really easy to be invisible.
He's coming your way. You're on his.
When something interested me, I stopped. When someone said something funny, I laughed. When I passed an ice cream stand, I bought some. All the while keeping Donovan at the edge of my vision. In all the times that I'd imagined my first mission, I'd always thought I'd be retrieving top secret files or something. Never once did I imagine that I'd be asked to tail my cow professor through a carnival to find out what he drinks with his funnel cakes. The crazy thing was that this was so much harder. Professor Donovan was using every counter surveillance technique in the book. It was then that I realized how exhausting it must be to be him. He couldn't even go for funnel cakes without flipping and corner clearing and breadcrumbing all the time.
Why, hello there, young lady. Do I know you from somewhere?
Did we rotate? Did we rotate the eyeball?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing you before.
Sure you do, Rose. She's that Jackson girl.
Oh, is your grandmother out of the hospital yet?
Dr. Donovan says she needs to go south and that she needs to be toasty.
Isn't that nice? Does she know where she's going?
Sorry, ladies. I've got to go pick up some books for my grandma at the library. I have lost visual with the subject. I repeat, I have lost visual with the subject. Yikes.
You are going to tell me why you two have left campus, and you are going to explain why you've been following me for the past 30 minutes.
I had a craving for a corn dog.
I'm not buying it. You girls are up to something.
Lexi and Em were discovered, but the mission wasn't over yet. There was still hope. I could cause a diversion and help Lexi and Em get away. I could find a weapon and jump Donovan from behind. Or should I simply stroll across the street and take my rightful place beside them on the bench of shame? Oh no, none of those seem right.
We'll finish this discussion back at school.
I was still a girl on a mission. Not a soul stopped to ask my name or tell me how much I looked like my mother. I didn't have to see the look of instant, uncomfortable sadness in anyone's eyes as they realized that I was Isabel Blackwood, one of the famous Blackwoods. That I was the girl with the dead dad. On the streets of Griffith, I was just a regular girl, and it felt so good that I almost didn't want to reach into the trash can and retrieve the bottle that Professor Donovan had thrown away. But I did it anyway. Mission accomplished. And that's when I saw him. A boy across the street, seeing me. Oh no!
Oh, I got it. Sorry if I startled you.
Thanks! You didn't, but, yeah.
What's with the bottle? Is there a secret message inside or something?
What? Oh, no. I just saw it in the trash and thought I'd better recycle it.
Oh, so you're one of those eco-friendly hippies.
No, really, I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
It's just, my mom's always trying to remind me to recycle, so I figured, why not?
Okay, so, do you live around here?
No, I just came for the fair. I live in Jackson. How about you?
I'm just here visiting relatives for a few months, but hey, maybe I'll see you at school.
Huh? How could a boy ever get accepted to the Stryker Academy? That's when I remembered my legend. I was a normal teenage girl, one that he wasn't going to be seeing around the halls of Jackson High. Oh, I'm not in the public school system.
So, you're a hippie and you're homeschooled.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, by the way, I never caught your name.
Oh, sorry. It's Izzy.
I'm Zach.
Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you, but I really must go.
Wait, before you go, at least let me give you my number.
Thanks.
Hey, it's dark. Let me walk you home. You know, for protection.
I'll be fine.
Then at least for my protection.
Oh, Zach. Go back to the carnival.
Why? Would it make your boyfriend jealous?
No, I don't have one.
Oh, well, that's surprising for a girl as cute as you.
Maybe you can walk me home some other time. But right now, I really have to go.
Oh, fine. Have it your way, Izzy. See ya.
Bye, Zach. I can't believe it. A boy gave me his number? What am I supposed to do now? That's when reality crashed in, and I realized, to my embarrassment, that 10 seconds with a boy had driven the mission from my mind. I had to remind myself who I was and why I was there. I was training to be a spy, and if I wanted to become one, I'd have to forget about the boy who'd offered to walk me home.
Come in, Miss Blackwood. We've been expecting you.
I got the bottle.
Ask the question, Miss Blackwood. Don't you want to know where they are?
I did want to know, but I was almost afraid to hear the answer. These were surveillance photos taken by a well-trained team. Lexi and Em hadn't known they were there. I hadn't known they were there. And yet, someone had followed our every step.
Ask me why they're not here. You want to be a spy, don't you? Now tell me what happens to spies who get discovered.
No!
You know they wouldn't start with Lexi. They'd start in on Emily first. These people are very good at what they do. They know Lexi can take the punches, but what hurts Lexi the most is listening to her friend scream. And trust me, she's screaming, and she will be for about 6 hours until she becomes so dehydrated she can't form sounds. And then they'll start on Lexi. They have special things in mind for her. This is what you're signing up for. Look at what is happening to your friends.
Stop it! Just stop, please! You're lying! This was just a test!
Ha! A test? You lost 2/3 of your team on this mission. Your friends are gone, and they're going to die if they're not dead already. This is the reality of being a spy. You'll watch your comrades be murdered right before your very eyes, and there's not a thing you can do to save them. And you'll live the rest of your life with the guilt, knowing that you got to live when they died. You'll have to comfort their heartbroken families.
No! Stop!
No, Isabel. Once this starts, it doesn't stop. It never stops. Mission after mission, they're all just like this one.
He was right, and I knew it all too well.
Are you girls still set on being spies? No one would blame you if you were having doubts. Girls, you are still young. If you decide to stick with this course, I guarantee you'll see things no sane person should ever have to experience. I don't want to see any of you get hurt. If you decide you're not cut out for field work, there's always the operations and research track. The headmistress can arrange for you to be taken out of my class first thing tomorrow.
Guys, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
You did what I would have done. You finished the mission.
I can't believe Ryder put us through all that.
He's right, you know.
Being a spy won't be an easy life. But I can't give up. I have to do this. For my father. Because someday, when I'm a spy, I'll find him.
I don't know if I can take this. I'm not really spy material. I think I'd rather stick to the operations and research track.
No one would blame you, Em. But we'll miss you if you decide to drop the course.
It's getting pretty late. We should probably get back to our room. Why do you think Ryder put us through all that?
I don't know. Maybe to test us? To see how serious we really were about becoming spies.
I really don't know. My dad did warn me that Ryder was a bit unstable. Ever since he lost his twin brother. He was killed right in front of him. And there wasn't a thing Ryder could do to stop it. It was on the same mission that Izzy's dad went MIA.
That's terrible.
Do you really think I'll make it as a spy?
Donovan said he never even saw you, Izzy. He was impressed when he heard you finish the mission solo. Like, really impressed.
So, what happened to you after we left?
Nothing.
What's that?
It's nothing, really. Just some boy on the street who saw me complete the mission. I had to talk to him so he wouldn't get suspicious. We got to talking and he gave me his phone number.
Oh my gosh, Izzy, why didn't you tell us? What's his name?
Zach?
He obviously likes you.